Hello everyone, I am Sairam Kolapalli, ECE third year BTech, NIT Tiruchirappalli. I welcome you all to this information video about DADVICE. In this video, we will discuss about the procedure to apply for DADVICE. We will also discuss the tips, do's and don'ts and experiences. For this session, I am very happy to inform you that we have a special guest speaker. He is Saurabh Srivastava, 2021 alumnus from NIT Tiruchirappalli. He is also MITAX GRA 20 and DAT 20 scholar. He is currently working as an associate engineer at Qualcomm. So without further delay, let's meet him. Hello Saurabh,
Hey Sairam, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
We are glad that you are here. Thank you for accepting our invitation.
No problem.
Could you give us brief intro about this?
Okay. So, like as for many research opportunities that every third year guy in the BTech program will have, like that advice is one of them. There are many other programs. I think so. There's a website called Go Slash Pearl. Okay, that's a Pragyan website where you can access most of the research internships being offered to the third years and maybe second years as well.
Yeah.
So let me tell you about the Dartwise program. So basically, Dartwise, it's a research internship which is offered in Germany, but no, but this is something that you have to do everything on your own. So it is a great opportunity as because the German labs and the German knowledge and the researchers are quite great and quite well into the knowledge of the any field that you're going to go through. So yeah, I would really suggest advice scholarship or you in order to get through knowledge at Germany at the German institutes. So the problem here is it like that there is a difference in DAR and MITEX which you guys must have heard probably. So MITEX is a way in which the universities offer their own projects to you guys, but DAR is something in which you have to search for your own professor and the own project and then get started on it. So
Yeah.
there's a slight difference, but let's get started into the session and we'll get to know more.
Yeah, sure. First, we will discuss about the requirements. It's mentioned that CGPA is 8.5 or above, but do you think really 8.5 CGA student can get the DAD in them?
See, so the thing is like the seeing the last year trends or like the for so many years. So what we observed was like if you have a GPA around 9 or 9 plus, you usually get it from NIT Trichy, considering our college. But the thing is like there have been changes in last year's trend, and one guy below 9 also got it. So it's not that really the CGPA is a bigger criteria right now, but yeah, it counts. So if a person like if you say there's a competition and there's a higher CGPA guy, then this is more likely that he's going to be preferred here. But yeah, it depends on your research, internship, and the other knowledges as well. So yeah, don't count it on all.
Yeah. And about the previous research experience. Uh, yes.
So yeah, so this see the basically let me tell you about the process a bit because how that works is like you have to mail your own professor, get the like there's a portal and like you get a template from the professor like stating that he agrees to you for a DART-wise as a DART-wise research scholar in Germany, and you will be conducting everything under his own. But the thing is the after this once you get the state whatever the information letter from your own professor, you have to submit it to the advice committee. This is the committee that decides if you are going to get the scholarship or not. The internship stays there, but there's option of scholarship, which is the advice scholarship. So for getting that, I don't think so research internship is a bigger criteria there, because research internship will count, or any of the research experience will count in getting an acknowledgement from the professor whom you're applying to. There might be like once you search for various professors and the projects undergoing, there are chances that you might like something, but you have to see if that professor is working in the field you have researched previously or something related to that. So yeah, it will count there.
Yeah. And can a student without the previous research knowledge and who is likely to start the research in third year, is that possible that he can get the DAD?
I mean, the thing is, there are like limited number of seats. So if the competition occurs, like that's what I'm saying. If there are more than two students, say two students, and one has a research experience, another doesn't have, then most likely the person with research experience is going to be preferred. So keep that in mind because
Yeah,
research experience counts there. Yeah.
yeah. And when it comes to Germany, the preference language will be the German, and most of the professors too speak German. And yes, it like knowing German is a benefit, but while mailing the professor or talking to the professor or reading their websites or blogs, uh, we need German language proficiency or something like that.
It's not really like that. Like in my experience, like I contacted multiple of professors, like in order to get through know and get knowledge about it. And even like Dart doesn't mention any German experience or foreign language test. So don't really rely on that. That is something you can add to your own like resume if you have a German language knowledge or a certification that shows you know German. That might get you in a preference, but this is something that's not really important. People know English, so yeah, that works fine because they know there are students from all over the world, and it's not something everyone is going to learn German for a few months. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And about the passport,
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, you obviously you need passport since you're traveling to Germany, but they might be maybe like the date of expiry. There might be some like particular date or month there. I think you need to check the website for that. Yeah, it changes every year. So
and do we need to submit the passport during the application or like after?
as far
Or,
I remember, I do like see once you are granted the advice, you will be required to submit a passport copy.
yeah, yeah.
Until and unless no.
I see. The documents, any other
So
citizenship documents and all.
Mm, no, not like really. I mean, there's a like a list of documents which you need to like. In my year, we used to like after getting acknowledgement from the professor that I'm eligible to do an internship under him. We get an NOC from the professor or something like that. Then there
Yeah.
are various documents which are needed by our own. So there's a Dart portal. Okay, Dart portal has a particular form which you fill digitally and get it printed, and that is the basic document which you need to post to the Dart Wise office in Delhi.
Mhm.
So that's a document list. I think you guys will be able to know it, I guess.
And the letter of recommendation from our professor.
Yeah. So yeah, letter recommendation counts. Again, like this, you can even attach a letter recommendation in the cover letter that you're going to mail to a professor. So that might count there. And yeah, I remember submitting letter of recommendation to the entire the portfolio which was submitted to the advice office. So yeah, it will be required. Do have a like try getting a letter of recommendation not only from the professors or somewhere you did internship somewhere. Try getting from there. It might count. Yeah, because like so yeah. And for the
One
state, yeah, please.
one LOR is enough.
One LOR, see, not it's never enough that I can say, but yeah, I mean, if you have one LOR is well and good. If you get more than one, it's fine. I mean, like depends. It's like if you're going to brag about with the number of LORs, it's not gonna count that much because it the LOR should say that you did something. If you haven't like but till the third year, I can say like I still see a max number of internship experience being done as 4 or 5. So if that someone is like has done so many experiences or the internships, so yeah, he or she will most likely submit that many. But if it's one or two, it's already fine. It's not a problem. Yeah.
And do we
Okay.
need to write any statement of purpose?
Yeah, we do need to write a SOP, and that will be submitted to the DARDWISE committee. The professor has nothing to do with it, but the SOP for the like it's a general SOP. I won't really uh, concentrate on that much, but yeah, you need if like for writing SOP, like there are various ways, right? So basically, for DARDWISE, as you can say, you need to state why is it important for you right now, and yeah, how your current knowledge and experience will count, and adding that to that using a dart by scholarship to add more knowledge into yourself. How is it going to support you? How is it going to benefit anything like your country, yourself, or to the industry that you're going to work in? So it should state something like that. Yeah.
And do we need to also like why we choose tell why we choose Germany?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that will be a part of it. Yes.
The CV, and like from the website there is a format for the CV, and uh, Like, do we need to
Uh,
follow that CV or like
I
our
don't think
TNP
so. That
CV?
that's mandatory. No, don't follow your TNP CV as well. I will say, like there are websites like Overleaf which allow you to write resumes and CVs in your latex format, and that's pretty good, I guess. Try using those. Like the TNP format is a bit bland. I'll say it's not that really eye catching. I will say so because resume is something that you will be using when you're mailing professors. So yeah,
Yeah.
make sure like it's a bit eye catching, I will say, and something that highlights all your important aspects. So yeah, that's why that way the CV will be there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Let's move on to the next slide. It's the benefits. What are the benefits like this stipend?
Yeah, okay, I'll get into it. So the stipend actually differs. It actually depends on the number of days. So it's a daily wise stipend,
Oh,
and I don't remember the stipend in my year as well. It must have changed this year, but they
yeah.
give you certain euros. Okay, so that many euros you get for a particular day, and once you submit a advice, once you are granted advice, actually, you will be asked for the number of days, like the day you will be flying to Germany and the day you will be coming back. So that counts. Like it's usually the 3 months is not necessity. There might be 2 months, few days or something like that. But if you stay more, you get paid more. But I think it's max till 3 months, I guess. So about travel, accommodation, food, like the stipend is that much that it will cover everything.
Oh,
So
great.
yeah, so it won't be a problem actually. Even like medical insurance, I think they do. Yeah, they get your information on medical insurance. For visa support, I mean it's a student visa, so we are granted quite easily. Even like, but for my year, actually it was a COVID year, so even last year I think they conducted it remotely. So
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not, yeah, so I'm not very sure if the visa was really problematic in the previous years, but I like granting a student visa shouldn't be a problem. But considering COVID situation right now and how will it be in the months of April next year, because for even if you're granted this DART and you're working on visa, you must be starting around March or something. So it all depends on the conditions. So like I won't be really saying, and if DART is really expecting its students to come to the country, so I guess they will provide support because they were quite supportive in our time as well. So yeah, okay. What is the certificate you're talking about?
after doing the
Okay.
research.
Yeah. So I mean, like it's a research internship, but obviously, like being an undergrad and you're doing a internship from the top universities of the world in the topmost labs. So yeah, it really counts, and especially counts if you're doing a project which you're interested in. So it obviously adds value to yourself and knowledge to yourself, and the experience is something that matters.
Yeah,
Okay, so yeah, it will count towards any certificate that you do, any internship that you do really counts. Apart from any other benefits, I mean, you get recognition as a Dart scholar. That's a big thing.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like you get paid nice. I will say, yeah. Otherwise, that's fine. I mean, travel and
And
accommodation for travel also. I think so. We have to book the tickets our own. For one thing, I'll suggest about the accommodation is like if you're granted the advice and if Germany is inviting this year to the students, so yeah, try to get like contact students of who got DART this year in the your university, like all across the India, and try booking a place or try seeing in Germany beforehand because it's a bit it might be a problematic situation if you're planning to reach Germany and find a place. So yeah, I mean it's a crowded city as well, so I will suggest that.
yeah, and about the accommodation, like, can we take the accommodation in the hostel of the particular university?
That actually like depends on the university and the professor, I would say, because last year we did the year we applied we did not get it. uh, After then, I mean, one guy got, okay. I don't remember the university name, so it actually depends on if it is available or not. Because I asked my prof that year, and he was like, "We won't be able to grant a hostel inside the university." So it depends on the situation. It's like really situation thing.
So we have to find our own accommodation if they
Yeah,
don't provide.
that's what I'm suggesting. Like you get, if once yeah, if you have to think of accommodation and all, talking to a professor beforehand, or
Yeah.
if there's availability, he or she might be able to provide you that. In any other case, there are usually professor assistants and all, which might help you in finding a place if you haven't found yet. So they might be, but this is not something that dad will promise you. So this is something you have to take care and try contacting others or someone in Germany, or whatever place you are going to, or try seeing an Airbnb or something. Book for a fewer days, like book, say you go and you book for 1 week and then try to extend the Airbnbs or something. So that way you'll get to know how is the place, and like obviously there can be falsifications. So yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Like the biggest first task we have to do is how to mail German professors.
Yeah, so this like I the deadline this year should be again November, I guess. I'm
Yeah,
not very sure.
November 1.
No, yeah, first November. It was the same every year. So the thing is, like, if you haven't started mailing German professors, I would say you should start right now as well, because even we said started in the month of August, mid-August, we started mailing German prof. So yeah, how to find? So first thing is if you're quite sure what project you want to work on, what field you want to work on, I guess you can like try to see the list of German universities which are good, which are working in that, or which are dear preferred in that. Other ways are like, if you are not very sure of what to work on, I would say you can find a list of universities or the top universities in Germany, and then start going through the different departments they have, and you might be interested in. You might like scrolling through their website. You might find various projects they are working on. So it's better to contact that way. And one more thing is like, if it's the same lab, and do not mail everyone of the same lab at the same day, because that might create a problem for you, because they might know each other, and receiving say same mail from two different person, that might create a conflict, and maybe you might not be granted anything there. So yeah, remember that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
And yeah, continue.
uh, is there like do we like the mail should be in English only, right?
Yeah. Only English. Obviously, because you need not write in German. English is fine. The professors understand that, so it won't be a problem. So because like this year, usually they travel. Okay, this is a holiday season for that, and once August finishes, right, September, and the work starts there. But I think so. It might be going virtually again there. So I cannot think of how the situation is there. But yeah, I would suggest to start mailing few right now, and like increase the frequency, because you need to get an acceptance before 1st November. See, 1st November is the last date by when I think so your application should reach even
Delhi.
Delhi. Yeah, so I would consider like you should say like before or starting of October, the first week. Try to by that time make sure you get confirmation from a German professor. So increase the mail frequency. Try going through different university. You might be able to find there. You can even contact research associates. So like they are the person who after PhD they even work. They are not professors, but they are research associates, I guess. So yeah, there's a title for them, and you can contact them as well. You can even apply under them. That's not an issue. It shouldn't be a professor. That's what I want to say.
And what do we need to include in the mail, like a cover letter, CV, and
Yeah,
LOR and all?
yeah, it's good to if you are well, if you write a better cover letter, good. Obviously, cover letter should briefly, not it shouldn't be very long. It should capture the your see, basically cover letter this time will be something like explaining your resume in brief, I will say. Like,
Okay.
try to show what you have done, how this will count. Try using bolds, different fonts. Make sure like whatever you're trying to show them, it should capture it. And yeah, add LORs. They might be, if they go through it, yeah, they'll be happy enough to know that someone is recommending you. And yeah, obviously we need to attach a CV with that, because obviously they might be, if a professor grants you, there might be an interview after this. The professor might take an interview one on one with you in
Oh,
order to understand maybe your knowledge, or maybe he wants to explain you the project. So you shouldn't take it that lightly. But yeah, that's what I'm saying, that if you are applying to a particular professor, make sure you know what you're trying to do. I mean, it shouldn't be a random knowledge area, because that way the professor will even like even after looking at resume, if he tries to give you the internship, she will surely question about that knowledge. So yeah, make sure that in mind.
Yeah. Are there any keywords to get the attentions or any words that we should avail while mailing the professor?
I mean, they do look at your mail. It doesn't really go away. So, but like my subject should be a request for a data advice scholar position, request for a research internship as a data advice scholar, something like that. Simple. Okay, that way it will work. I mean, they do look. It's not like actually. This is what I found good about German professors is that they do look at every mail that they have been given. It's like India. It's sometimes like after trying for research internships in India in my second year, I remember being like my mails were not even seen. So yeah, there's a
Yeah,
yeah, it's a
they
different
keep
year.
yeah
Yeah,
they keep a keyword and they like put it in on the spam
spam.
group.
Yeah, that might happen, but that doesn't really happen in Germany. So I would say, but yeah, remember if a professor says like he or she might not be interested in you, and you might try to reply why or why not or something like that. There are sometimes they do block you, and maybe from the entire mailing list of that lab or something. So yeah, make sure that in mind. Do not pester the professor.
Oh, at least they reply. That's great.
Yeah, yeah. Try using Gmail extensions as Streak and all. You might be able to track it. So if you know, you'll be able to know that if the mail has been viewed once. You know about
Yeah,
the Streak, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
like mail
Yeah,
trackers.
mail tracker, Streak. Mail tracker actually like once you send using mail tracker, the even the receiver is notified of it. So better to use Streak. That is like that won't tell it, and you will be able to see if they have seen it on what time and what place, something like that. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's new information. To
How
choose a professor.
I think I did cover that later. I mean, obviously you need to have an area of interest, and yeah, then go through, and then if you have a specific university in mind, just go for it. Search for that particular area. See, there are a list of projects what they are working on. They do really reveal it, so you will be able to know who's the professor in charge of this particular project, and yeah, you can choose a professor that way. I will say.
And the
Thing
university should be public universities, right?
they don't really say that. That's what like they the dad wise the website of dad you won't be able to find the list of German universities. So that's a glitch here, but I would say try using public universities, try going for it. If it's private one, if it, you have a confusion, just contact dad office. They are like really happy to assist you, so it won't be issue.
Oh, that's great. The procedure after getting acceptance from German professor.
Yeah, so once you have an acceptance from German professor and you are well and good, like okay, this is the project I want to work on. I'm fine and happy with it. Okay, then you can stop mailing, because there are people who even if they might get multiple acceptances because they're trying hard in different groups, and they find, and they will select the best of it, obviously. So if you got an acceptance, so after then I think that's it. There the portal will open on that website, and you need to fill the details. Actually, that's it. Because the acceptance letter will have the professor's signature and all. Make sure the date you are mentioning on your acceptance letter matches with whatever you will be filling. So make sure, remember to give a particular dates of like reaching there and coming back, because that will be counted. So in our case, like it was different, and so we were asked to resubmit the acceptance letter in March. So yeah, make sure if you prefer this, there won't be any problem. Yeah,
Yeah, like we need to make sure that the
dates
dates of
to
where
do
we'll be
match.
staying there and the dates mentioned in the acceptance letter should match.
Yeah, because portal is a can say it's a list of 10 forms or something, and that should match whatever you are provide attaching with it. That's what. That's it.
Oh,
Next, I guess.
experience.
Yeah, so it won't be really tedious. I would say you can like start me if you're starting mail, write at 3 to 4 mails every day. Try, you can even schedule if you're like free, you want to schedule for 10 20 mails, you can, like you can even schedule Gmail, right? You can use scheduling, and you
Yeah.
can schedule it for like say this mail should go on this day, uh, because this is from the same university, I don't want to send it on the same day, so I'm scheduling it for 4 days later or something. And if you this different university, I'm scheduling everything is going together, so might be like 10 mails are going on a one day. It exactly depends on you. Once you get an acceptance, it's quite simple actually. Like it won't be a problem, and in any case we were stuck or on any point, we used to call DARD office in Delhi, and they did really assist us. So it won't be a problem once you're granted it. After then there are few procedures. Once they are finished, we are required to book tickets, we are required to apply for visa, we are required to look for our own accommodation, and yeah, that's it. So it will be really healthy experience, I would say.
That's great. And do we get to travel in the German cities?
Yeah, so the visa that you're granted for Europe, right? So there are a list of European countries you can travel through
Oh,
with.
yeah, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So it won't you won't require extra visa. The same visa you can, and there is good, better train system there. So it's well and good there. So you'll get to travel, yeah. And I mean weekends are free, so Saturday and Sundays are off. And if they get exactly depends on how is your prof, how whom you are dealing with, how is the workload. That's like different questions. Yeah,
that's really great experience there.
yeah.
Any other suggestions?
I
Like
mean,
what you felt like I should not have done this or I should have done this, like that.
mm, maybe if you're like quite more clear on an area of interest, do remember asking the professor about the project in detail. I would say, if you're like unsure of your project, like you know about what the project is, but you don't know what you are going to do in the project. That's important. So remember what your inputs will be in the project. Ask the professor. Have a clear conversation. Do remember that, I would say. And best first second thing, start mailing right now if you haven't started, because that is something you really need, because it will start to get late very soon and you won't really realize. So yeah, this is a suggestion I could say. Other than that, once you're granted it, once you have been granted DARD, and then it's all quite smooth, so it won't be a problem.
That's really great. Thank you for that info.
Yeah, all right.
We came to the end of the session. Uh, Thank you very much for the
Yeah,
session. That's a lot
thanks.
of interesting and useful information you have shared with us.
All right. All right,
Uh,
Saira.
we, we, the students of EC and EC Association as a whole, appreciate your effort to help us, and we wish you all the best for all your future endeavors and great success in your field of interest.
Yeah,
Thank you
thank
for
you.
dedicating your time.
All the best to you guys also.
Thank you very much.